So welcome to a bit of a different thing. This is Final Fantasy XIV, Heavensward, and this is actually a main story thing, a single player thing that I'm playing. Why is this what we're playing today? Well, basically, I resubscribed to Final Fantasy XIV, and I need to catch up with the story and stuff before the next big content patch. So I figured, hey, I still need to make my daily videos and stuff, so I might as well make a Final Fantasy XIV video of the single player sections. Because even though it's an MMO, it does indeed have single player moments like this one. Basically, I'm playing as a paladin right now, which is one of the tank classes. And we're meant to go save General Raubahn, who has been put in this prison here, left to die due to events of our Reborn's post main game campaign before the fall. So I'm with two NPCs, which serve as part members: Yugiri, who is a ninja, and Alfinod, who is some strange scholar. I say that because he's a scholar, but he doesn't have like a pet. Scholars are meant to have a fairy to help them heal and stuff, and he doesn't. He has this strange book, and he's kind of worthless. I actually died earlier, before I record this, because he's such a bad healer. I've done this quest before, I should add, on my other character, which is a black mage. You can be all the jobs on every character in Final Fantasy XIV. There's no like limitations, but you do tend to have one main as you go through the story, because it's just easier that way. And this is paladin of mine. I'm not really that fond of being a tank, to be honest, but we needed one when I made this character, so I took the fall basically, and it's alright, I suppose. I'm not good at it, but you know, it works. But anyway, yeah, this is a main campaign that's single player only. There are a few of these. This is the first dungeon, though. This is the first time they do a single player dungeon with NPCs helping you out like this. There's been fights and stuff before, and shorter like exploration things, but this is like a proper dungeon and stuff, which is pretty cool. Final Fantasy XIV is actually really good the way it tells story because of that, because it focuses on both doing like a good story for the player character and for the world, because it doesn't fall too much into the issue of MMOs where you're the only character that matters kind of thing. Like, yeah, you're the warrior of light, but the game specifically talks about several warriors of light, and each player, even though story-wise only one player does these specific things, there are still like story things that support the various characters, which is pretty cool. Not something you see that often. So here's Raubahn, whom we saved. I don't think we'll get any voice acting in the dungeon. No. He's bound by some manner of magic device, yet I dare not force it open. It may well be booby-trapped. I have heard of such devices. The crystal bracelet possesses the key. Let us split up and look for it. There are a few that will not be necessary. Pray do not take it personally, my friends. You are victims of harsh economic conditions. Happily, you will not suffer for long. The poison will convey you swiftly onto the bottom of Fall, where I hope to join you after passing on many prosperous years. So yeah, there are voice-acted cutscenes and stuff in Final Fantasy XIV, but this is not one of them, obviously. Most of the cutscenes are still text only, because that works. There's supposed to be a gate here. Okay, there's supposed to be a gate here to have to destroy, but it just blew up. Maybe that's an automatic thing added if you die once on the thing, like I did last time. Anyway, let's get rid of these guys. Oh, that's the wrong one. Yugiri is great, by the way, but she's gonna stay here now and help the general, so like... I'm gonna have to deal with Alfinod, who, like I mentioned, is worthless. He doesn't like healing, and when he heals, he prefers healing himself. So, if I die, it's because he won't be healing me. I haven't played this in a while, like I mentioned. I stopped playing back in, I want to say July, or something like that. It was very shortly after the game came out, the expansion pack came out. I didn't get far into it, obviously. But, I've been wanting to get back into it for a while, and I figured that, you know, I might... It felt like the right time to do it now, so... With the new content patch coming out and everything. And before, you know, I get everything spoiled for me, story-wise. So we're poisoned right now because of the mist here. And normally, since I'm a tank, what I would be doing is I would grab these gems right here. I would just grab them like this. And I would run away with them to another room, and I will gather up some more enemies and fight them. But if I do that, then Alfinod won't heal me, so then I'll die. So I'm gonna have to stop here and take care of them instead. I'm not actually a MMO kind of person, which is probably why I'm not very good at them, but I've never been too fond of, at least not the World of Warcraft style, you know, hotbar focused, tappity MMOs. They're alright, but they're not. They haven't really been my jam. Final Fantasy XIV was the first one to really grab me because of how well it did story and just player content in general. And I love the world. The Orsia is a wonderful world to learn and explore and all that fun stuff. It's also beautiful. Like, this is actually running on max settings right now, thanks to my new computer. I had to run it on the lowest settings before. Like, if you look close here for a second, like, I'm gonna lower the camera a bit. Like, look at that. That is gorgeous. So yeah, it turns out I have my hide UI button on the same as my screenshot button. That's why it lagged for a second there when I showed off the visuals. There's also a bunch of really like cute fan service in the game as well, like the circlet on my head. That's the paladin circlet that Cecil from Final Fantasy IV has, which is actually why I have this armor. I try to match it to something that looked good on it. I also have his Dark Knight helmet, as well as various other fun things. The game feels very Final Fantasy XII, which is probably why I like it so much, because Final Fantasy XII is one of the finest games that Square has ever put out, if you ask me. And just the writing style and everything is very Final Fantasy XII. You might be noticing that I'm not using much of my buffs down here. I'm going to later because there's a big fight coming up at the end of this sort of the big boss moment. I'm saving it for that basically. Because now that I'm not grabbing all the gems at the same time, I don't need to worry too much, since often I can actually manage one enemy at a time. Actually, I started playing this, I mean, I've owned it since before Raubahn. I have the original Final Fantasy 14, which, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I did a video about the fan server, which I don't think is active anymore, unfortunately. But I remember Born I've been playing since 1 point something. Pre-release beta anyway, and it was really fun. And I was kind of playing it non-stop for the longest time, and I think I played it a bit too much, and I just had to take a break basically. So we have to destroy this so we stop getting poisoned. And if you look in the upper right corner, I have a very strange UI. I've designed it myself. But if you look in the upper corner, you can see Raubahn's fatality there. And if that goes to 0, he dies, and that's not good. That's a bad thing. So this is actually where I tried to pull all the gems last time. I figured I would fight them all in this area. but Alfinar just could not keep up with, you know, throwing a cure spell now and then, so I died. Though, now I think about it, I should probably have thrown Protect on myself, but oh well. I'll do that when I run back. So the Paladin, of course, is a swordsman that also has some white mage abilities, if that wasn't obvious enough. I think Yugiri is just basically healing Raubahn at this point, because his health is going up. Alright, so I think we're going back to Raubahn now. Which I think was this way? Oh wait. Find the key to Raubahn, so it's this way then, okay. We're not going back just yet. Probably going here. I hope you can see my cursor. Oh yeah, there they are. Okay, well let's throw Protect now then. Did you get to one as well, Alfinard? Nope. Okay. Let's make it... God damn it, Alfinard, heal yourself! You're worthless. Ah. Okay, Conjurer first. This is not the big fight at the end, by the way. The big fight at the end is in the room with Raubahn, which is why I thought we were going back there. So I had been thinking about making Final Fantasy 14 videos now that I have a new computer and can run it properly. But I learned from my Final Fantasy 11 videos that it's hard to make MMO videos interesting, where you're not just doing like a raid or something. So I hadn't really been doing them, but I figured, hey, I have a single player dungeon here. I can do that. That might be worth watching, and you know, people who haven't played the game might get an idea of what it plays like. So that's cool. Yeah, I do highly recommend this game. It's the base game is cheap now as well. Like you can get it for very little on both consoles and PC, and both versions are good. The PS4 and PC version are basically 1-1 in how good they are. PC version is slightly better, but it's barely noticeable. And this Conjurer is really annoying me. Okay, you know what? We're burning my cooldowns. I don't remember all my attacks either, which is another issue, because I can't remember if I have like a good way to... Oh yeah, I think I can actually use... Yeah, I can use Shield Bash to break that cure before it happens, but I didn't remember that until now. So now that I know that, I can actually stop it from curing, but now he's dead, so whatever. Healers, then ranged, then the melee ones. That's the order I've been taught. I think it works well. The server I'm on right now is Lich. I'm on several servers actually, because I play with various people from around the world. But Lich is one of the European servers, so I have better ping and stuff here. I don't want to get too much into the story of why Raubahn is down here and such, because that's a major spoiler if you haven't played the game yet. So I'll leave that to you to find out. If this video is all interesting, I don't know. I hope it is. Hope it's fun to watch. I like play Final Fantasy. It's my favorite video game franchise, which I've said many times. Like if I could, I would just spend every day releasing a Final Fantasy video from every game, even the bad ones. And you know what, honestly, I likely will start doing that, like, I don't know, next year maybe. Because, you know, next year is the 30th anniversary of Final Fantasy 1. Which is a scary thought. Like, oh my god, 30 years. But I mean, hell, it's like 35 years since Ultima came out this year, I think. Something like that. RPGs are getting old. Oh yeah, every dungeon in the game has a time limit, even these single player ones. So if you look there in the upper right corner, you can see 14 minutes remaining. I'm not sure why they have those for the single player stuff. For the multiplayer stuff, it's to prevent server strain, I believe. But I don't know why they're here. It's kind of confusing, to be honest. Wow, you're a slow one, Mr. Crystal Brave Lancer. Admittedly, I'm not at my max level here either. 53 is the maximum level you can be in this dungeon, and I'm 52. So, yeah, I thought there was something else I had to loot from him. Loot is automatic from enemies, so you don't have to like do it yourself, except for key items like that key. I just realized how silly that sounded. Sprint. Outside of combat you can sprint quite far. In combat you can't sprint far at all. And you know you're in combat or not, depending on whether or not your character automatically lowers the weapon. There's probably other ways to see it as well, but that's how I notice it at least. So you can see I'm in this yellow thing here, it says Shield Oath. It's one of the two stances that Paladin has, Shield Oath and Sword Oath, and they are basically attack focus and defense focus in a way, and you will pretty much only be using defense focus. I could switch to attack focus, which might actually work better in single player, but I don't dare to do it, what with how badly he healed. Oh my god, you still haven't healed yourself. Stop, heal yourself before continue. He's not gonna do it. I'm gonna have to heal him for him. Oh, that's taking forever. I'm not doing that. Worthless. Okay, so. There we go. Now get another cutscene. This one I think is voiced. No. My thanks. Slowly, General. You are yet weak from your ordeal. Nevertheless, we must quit this place. I should have known. What clever contrivances to the Warrior of Light. Well done, hero. Oh wait, no, that's Ilberd. That's not Raubahn. They've changed all the voice actors in Heavensward, which I don't like. I don't remember what Ilberd sounds like, but Ilberd is that guy there. Very well, if you would stand in my way, I will cut you down like all the rest. Come, scions, let's get this over with. I think that's kind of what it sounded like in the original game. This is the boss fight. There we go. When Ilberd is defeated, we are done. But, of course, we want to get the Conjurer done with first, because Conjurers are scary motherfuckers. So I need to look for when he tries to cure. There we go, he's curing. And abort that, good. This should be enough to kill the Conjurer, I think. Yes, good, alright. So I think there's going to just be, they're just gonna keep on throwing more enemies in here, which will make this harder, and hopefully I won't die. I don't want to die because I need to do this, continue the story. Yeah, like I mentioned, this is early in the Heavensward story, and I actually have finished this on another character, which is why I felt alright just recording myself playing it like this, since I wouldn't be confused as to what I have to do too much. Of course, when I played another character, that was back in summer, so that's why I couldn't remember every part of it, but still. But if you like, actually, the original Realm Reborn is a pretty straightforward Final Fantasy story. It's very just classic Final Fantasy in a lot of ways. And then they start the middle chapters between Realm Reborn and Heavensward, and it gets really, really good when it gets into the meat of those. It's very, very fantasy, drama, politics, and stuff like that. Very Game of Thrones in a way. And I say that in a way that I don't mean that like, oh, everyone is dying, everyone is doing this, everyone is like miserable. I just mean it really builds up the politics of the world, which I love. I think that's always the most interesting part of a fantasy setting, and they do it wonderfully in this game. And then when Heavensward starts, they set up the new Plotters course, which is very, very different in tone from Realm Reborn, which I like. It's very different in a good way. So far, at least. I am level 54, I want to say, on my other characters, so wherever that plot is around at that point, that's where I am. Level limit like right now is 60, and the next story content is coming out in the next week, I think, actually. The preliminary patch notes came out today, and we're about to defeat Ilberd right now. Let's watch the final cutscene of the dungeon. After this loading time, which is fairly longer than I anticipated, to be honest. Yeah, they changed Ilberd's voice actor a lot. He sounded way more like he didn't have a thick accent or anything in the old one, but whatever.
It is over, Ilberd. Lay down your arms and surrender yourself to justice.
Oh, clever little shite. If you think you fight for justice, lass, you best wake up. The truth is, you fight for whoever bloody well tells you to. Can you not see you're being used? By the Scions, the City-States, even the Crystal Braves? They none of them care a whit what you want. Only what you can do for them. And how do I know this? Because I'm the same. A pawn to be used as my masters see fit. All I ever wanted was to liberate my homeland, and I ate dirt to make it happen. But what have I achieved after all these years in servitude? Nothing. Not a bloody thing. If we ourselves are not free to think and to act, how are we ever to reclaim our homeland? Know this. There is nothing I would not give to take back Alamigo. Nothing!
You'll not get away!
No, Master Alphino. Now is not the time.